Hi everybody.
Welcome, welcome. Happy
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's 90 degrees. Very hot today. We're reaching out to everyone to get some volunteers here into the home and tell you guys a little bit about what we do here and what our volunteers do here.
Talk a lot about resident care volunteers, which is probably what we get the most questions on, I would say, other than the fact that we're a nonprofit. We get a lot of questions about what is a resident care volunteer? What do they do? What's expected of them? All these things. So we wanted to pop on and give a quick rundown.
Just
pop them in the comments. Yeah, we've got some questions here that we're going to start with. First, I think we're going to talk about the role of the resident care volunteer. Ms. Tony can speak on that one.
So the role of the resident care volunteer, they work in 4-hour shifts and we provide hands-on care to these residents. And most importantly, we provide love and emotional support to them. We give them their meals and their medication, and we do all sorts of things, and that's anything. We can do a puzzle with them, we can cook with them, we can sing and dance with them. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. The more detailed aspect of resident care volunteering is, like Tony said, medications. Our volunteers can provide medications for our residents. Changing and repositioning somebody. So say if somebody is bedbound here, that volunteer is expected to help make sure they're in a good position, they're feeling good, they're not getting any bed sores, those kind of things. They're helping ambulate to the bathroom for toileting, to transfer to a wheelchair. If we have residents who smoke here, we help them get into a wheelchair or get to the porch and get that situated. So more medical, I would say, but that can often put off people who are interested in volunteering because it is very, very scary when you hear all these things and see the list of expected things of a resident care volunteer. But I can say firsthand, as somebody who was a student here, not a medical student, I had no background in caregiving when I came as a volunteer here. My background is in social work, so I was directly trained from veteran volunteers here. Cindy right now is on, and she actually trained me. And so it's really, really easy when you have those veteran volunteers with you and you have staff support 24/7 along with hospice support 24/7. So you get trained on everything that you need to know, and you're really capable. I'm here to say that you are capable. If this is something that's been on your mind, or you're thinking in the long-term future, how am I going to care for somebody in my family or a friend, and you're really scared about it, this is a wonderful, wonderful place to get that hands-on care experience firsthand in a gentle environment.
Absolutely, and no experience is required. We will train you, we will work with you for as long as you need to and for as long as you feel comfortable, and we'll just show you everything that we do. I think one of the most important pieces is the connection that we make with the resident, and that's building trust and building a bond with them, sharing your stories with them, and them sharing their life experiences with you. It's a very loving environment here.
So I would say that probably the second scary thing that people think about coming to volunteering here, after the whole medical care, caregiving part, is the emotional component. I know I often get, how do you do that kind of work? You know, that would make me so sad to do. I don't know how you do it. And here it's very different because of the situation that we have. We're caring for residents who are aware of what is happening to them. They know that they've come here to pass. They've been given 3 months or less of a prognosis, so they know. So that mindset is already there. So you're emotionally meeting them at a different place as to if you were meeting somebody who was in a traumatic car accident and is going to pass within 2 hours or something like that. So
Right.
yeah, it's going to be emotional. You're going to have really intimate conversations with residents about really personal things. But the wonderful thing is that you get to promote that in them. You get to bring out their legacy and pass on what they've learned in life. You get to learn about their story and their history. And for somebody who is dying, that can be really powerful in terms of coming to terms with things in their life, moving on, feeling like they found success in their life. So that's kind of the emotional commitment, but it's more laid back and easy here because we become surrogate family and friends to all of our residents and their loved ones, whether it be a family member or a friend. So it's just like hanging out with a friend or a buddy or a family. It's not as built up as it may seem on paper.
Right.
I'll say that.
We have grown to love our residents and care for them on a deep level. I think, like Amanda said, with sharing their stories and making that connection with them, it's very key here. So there's no like wrong or right thing to say to a resident when they are passing. You just want to be present for them.
Yeah, and all of our residents, this might bring comfort to people who might want to volunteer but are a little bit scared. All of our residents are very aware that our volunteers are learning here. So, if there's something that a volunteer might not know how to do and that resident is able to speak, they can say, oh, well, this is how so-and-so did it. Maybe try this, or I like it this way. So our residents are helping you learn. They fully understand that it's not going to be a perfect situation. They understand that you're not going to have all the answers to everything here. So that might bring you some comfort as well in terms of emotional support and providing caregiving and gaining those caregiving skills. When to apply and how to apply. How about that?
Yes. So apply anytime. You can call our home, 518-346-5471. You can reach out via email, bolcoorjnp@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, www.joannicoleprinceHome.org. Fill out an application. We will have you in for a tour and an orientation. And from there, you will sign up for a shadow shift and you take it from there.
So our resident care shifts are in 4-hour blocks. So from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., 11 to 3 p.m., 3 to 7 p.m., and 7 to 11 p.m. One of the awesome things is that these shifts are open Monday through Sunday. So it's a lot of availability to fit into your schedule. One week you might come in 11 to 3 on a Monday, but then the next week you can't help unless it's the weekend. So things like that. Sometimes even on holidays, we might need extra help and we might move those to 2-hour shifts based on what's going on here. So you'll have a lot of opportunities in terms of availability. And holidays that we always need help on as well. So if you're somebody who is at home or has family far away, or you do things later on, or you do it a different day of the holiday, this is the perfect time to volunteer. And like Tony said, accepting applications all year round. We do have 2 big trainings a year. So when you come in, you get an orientation that can be anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, depending on your experience. We've had, retired nurses here, and that doesn't take as long as teaching somebody who is fresh off the boat, as I like to say, doesn't have caregiving background. So you'll have an orientation, but we also offer, again, 2 big trainings a year. They've been virtual recently due to COVID, but we still have them, and there's still great opportunities to learn.
But if you're interested, please reach out.
Yes. Cindy says reading the new book helps. Yes. So in our book, there is a section about how to be a caregiver and some tips on caregiving. So Good point, Cindy. Do you want to talk about a typical day as a resident care volunteer?
Sure. So a typical day. So again, they're 4-hour shifts. So let's say Amanda and I are the resident care volunteers for the day. We would come in and we would get like a little bit of a report for the day. And then, she would tell me what's going on with our resident and how her shift went. And then we would both go into the room together and I would introduce myself and we would turn and position our resident, make sure that she's comfortable, he or she, make sure that their pain is managed, and we would kind of take it from there. Amanda would leave and then I would spend time with the resident. And again, that includes anything. I have held hands with our residents. I have done their nails, combed their hair,
played games.
Yeah, played cards,
Just
colored, cooked.
Sit and watch their TV.
Our current resident, she loves the murder mysteries, and so I'll sit with her and be scared. And but that's what she enjoys. So I'll sit there and do that with her. So it varies from shift to shift. And then when my relief comes on, again, I will give report to the next volunteer that comes on. And in that time, I'm going to ask my resident, is she hungry? How's her pain? And, give her medications as needed. And again, for new volunteers, we will teach you all of that, how to administer medications and even cook.
Yeah, clean and cook.
Yeah.
If you don't know how, we teach it.
Yeah.
So a typical day, that's perfect example. That's like baseline, but it varies again with each resident because we might have somebody who's more ambulatory, more independent versus somebody who is bedbound and can't really do anything for themselves anymore. So it depends on what the resident situation is, but when you come in, you're not coming into it blindsided and thrown here's the keys and walk away. You're
Right.
gonna get a detailed report, especially if you haven't been here in some time, or if this is your first volunteer shift alone. You're gonna get a very detailed report. We have a binder here for each resident that has very detailed about their needs and their desires and their medications, all those things. So it starts with what we call a care plan. It has everything, basically a summary of that person and what they need in terms of their caregiving. And in that binder, you'll see what we call narratives, which is a summary of every single shift that happens throughout the time that they've been here. So it's great reading material to learn about the resident and to learn about what happened on the couple shifts before you. The medications are very, very laid out. Again, I was a student volunteer, had no caregiving experience. The medications are done so that anybody can understand them. The times are laid out, the description of the medication about what it does, when to give it, how to give it, what it looks like. So it's very, very simple and easy. But that's kind of a typical day.
Yeah.
What other questions do we have? I think we got into them all. Let's talk about like support provided to volunteers.
So we are always there for our volunteers. In fact, you guys are really, truly the heart of the home. And I love engaging with our volunteers, getting to know them. And we are always available for them 24/7.
Yep.
So you guys can call us anytime. We can come in if you need our support. You can call us with a simple question. You can call us if you ran out of bread or eggs.
Yeah, anything from how to turn the TV on to my resident has experienced a change in breathing or something like that. So anything small to big, the staff here is available 24/7 to support volunteers.
If we are in the home, we're typically upstairs in the office, but we're always here. We're always available. We will come down. We will help the volunteer turn and position them. Or again, you can always call us. A staff member is on call 24/7.
Yeah.
If you are interested, please reach out to us.
Does anybody have any questions?
Or comments?
Or comments? I don't think so, but We are always open to questions and comments, so you can always shoot us a private message on Facebook or Instagram. Send us an email to volcoorjnp@gmail.com. You can call us at 518-346-5471. We're available to answer any questions about resident care volunteering, about volunteering, or about the home in general. We love answering questions.
Thank you, everybody, and we hope to meet you soon.
Thank you.